Joining us now to discuss that, but first, the result of the by-election yesterday is Andrew Lilico, Director and Principal at Europe Economics. Andrew, this is UKIP's second seat in Parliament, but it is stemming from a by-election, not a general election. So my first question is this still partly, at least, a protest vote?
Well, it's very difficult to say, I think. I mean, I think the reality is that UKIP's had a couple of chances here and people have voted for them on the two MPs that defected to them. And, of course, at the same time as the previous Clacton result, they had an extremely strong result in Hayward and Middleton, the Labour seat, where they came second narrowly, only by about 600 votes. And if you go back to the Eastleigh by-election, they came narrowly second to the Liberal Democrats as well. So I think that there's quite a strong, across-the-board support for UKIP. One of the problems that they face, though, is that the support, though broad, is quite diffuse. So the question will be whether they can concentrate it in enough seats to make a real breakthrough. They're likely to get perhaps 6 to 10 seats at the general election. Can they do further?
And as you say, Europe is dividing across the political spectrum now in a way that decades ago it didn't. It just affected the right. But as has been shown so far with the results of these by-elections, will it just cause Labour to lose votes but the Conservatives to lose seats?
Well, that's certainly been the experience so far. I think the reality, though, is that whilst the first tranche of UKIP support tended to come mainly from the Conservatives, more recent rises in UKIP's vote have come mainly at the expense of the Labour Party. Even last night you saw that the Labour vote fell very considerably, a seat which they held only a couple of general elections ago. They're now down to around 1/6 of the total vote. So this is very bad news for them. And one of the problems that the Labour Party has is that, particularly across the north of England, they have a lot of notionally safe constituencies in which the turnout is very low. And so the chances of UKIP mobilising some of those people who wouldn't normally vote to thereby threaten what would be notionally otherwise safe Labour seats is a concern that the Labour Party has.